Hi, it's Stacy here from craftaholicmama.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to make a card with Chibitronic lights. You need batteries number CR2032, copper tape, and then the lights. Here I'm going to use the stitched outside die from Little Inkers just to put stitch marks. It doesn't actually cut. And I'm using my Martha Stewart screw punch to put the holes into the wands of the fairies. And I'm just showing you that I used the smallest one to make the holes. And this punch was just in my stash. I used the Lawn Fawn stitched hillside borders to make my snowdrifts. And I used the Lawn Fawn Frosty Fairy Friends. I used the two fairies, the house, the mushroom, and the presents, and the coordinating dies. And then I used the Frosty Fairy Friends, and I just used the wand. And from Lawn Fawn Merry Messages, I use this Have a Magical Holiday Season. I use the Let's Bouquet in the Snow 6x6 paper pad by Lawn Fawn, and the X-Cut colored acetate sheets in the yellow. All of these products you can purchase over at Scrapping for Less. And here I'm just showing that I adhered everything down already and had already punched the holes for my wands and then punched the holes into the background, and now I'm just marking where they're going to be on the cardstock base. And then I'm going to have the battery be right behind the door of the house, so I'm just marking that next. And here I'm going to adhere down the yellow acetate. My lights are white. You can buy them in different colors, but I went with just the white. And so I'm using the colored acetate for the color to shine through instead of white. So now I'm going to set this aside and work on the Chibitronics part. You do need a little piece of copy paper folded in half. This is just going to hold your battery and do your positive and negative path. So here I'm just marking out my paths. And I'm going to tape down the battery housing or the folder thingy. And now I'm going to start using the copper tape. I do tear my copper tape. You can, as long as you piece it together and have a really good joint, you can tear it. And you need to fold it back on itself in order to make corners. This is very easy to do. And I'm kind of leaving myself a little bit of a distance from the circle where my light is going to be, and I'll show you how to measure that out here in a little bit. And I'm going to finish my negative path. I'm going to burnish everything down with my bone folder, make sure it's good and stuck down. Now I'm going to start on the positive path. But first I need to determine the distance between the two copper tapes. So I just hold my light up to it. And here I just showed you where they're marked positive and negative. And so I have an idea of where I need to start with my copper tape for my positive path. You want to make sure that the metal on the light is in contact with the copper tape. And you do not want to cross your copper tapes. So make sure you leave a distance between your copper tapes. Here I'm trying to conserve as much tape as I can because I realize I'm going to be running out. But like I said, you can piece it together as long as you make sure it's stuck down and has good contact. So I'm only about 1.5 inches short. So I'm going to tear off another piece here. And I'm going to stick it down, and then I'm going to finish my positive path. So the battery is going to be sandwiched in between the two copper tapes. The negative on the bottom and the copper tape on the top. I'm going to burnish it down and make sure it's all good and stuck. Now I'm going to stick down my lights. Again, they are marked positive and negative, so I'm making sure that my little light bulb is about where I made my pencil marks, and I push it down really good with my bone folder. Here I'm just showing you that I'm going to save the other two because I do have a single one left in there, so I'm going to use that one up. And I have a little struggle with this one. It kind of gets away from me. But there, I get it. Make sure it's real stuck down good. And now I'm going to pop the battery out and stick that down and try the light. Here I'm just showing you that the positive is marked. There you go, it works. So I'm going to tape down the battery. Now, in order for you to build up your card, you need to add layers of foam tape that are taller than the battery. Because if you don't, and if you do go flush, the weight of the top panel will push down on that battery cover, and your light will stay on continuous, and it'll run your battery out. So you want to kind of make a little nest for it, if you want to call it, and have your foam tape taller than your battery, so that when you push down on the top paper panel, it only makes contact when you push, and not just by the weight of the card being adhered together. So I'm going to use my Scotch foam tape, the Precious, if you've ever heard Sandy Alnick call it. I'm running out of this roll. I do have another roll, I just haven't opened it. And again, I purchased almost all of these products from Scrapping for Less. You can either join her Facebook pre-order group, or you can go to her website store. Her store is for her in-stock items only. Everything else you can pre-order over at the Facebook group. And you just go to Facebook and search for Scrapping for Less and join the group. Teresa is a wonderful lady. Here I'm showing you I only went with 2 layers to start with. I was hoping to get away with 2, but it made my battery stay on constantly. It wasn't enough. So I'm going to conserve what little bit of foam tape I have left here and build it up one more layer. I'll list the links below to Teresa's website store and to the Facebook group, so down below in the description. She offers trendy, hot, new crafting items at way below retail prices. You can't beat her prices. She's my one-stop shop. Oh, it works. Yay! See how super fun and easy that was? Now I'm just going to tape down my little fairies. I'm making this card for my niece for Christmas. We have one more Christmas in January. Isn't that very cute? She's just going to love that. She's 4, and she's just going to love this card. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you go over and check out Teresa's store at Scrapping for Less, either on Facebook or on the website. Thanks for watching.